Hello ladies and gentlemen, Green here, and today we are going to do a tier list with all the 92 characters in Injustice 2 Mobile. I'm going to rank them based on every single game mode in terms of their performance in those specific game modes. So we have over here some tiers ranging from G tier all the way to SS tier, which will be the godlike tier. A character that is in the godlike tier is a character that will perform amazing in all the 4 game modes that we have: Raid, Soul Raids, Arena, and Champions Arena, or at the very least amazing in 3 of them and good enough in the other one. And yeah, we'll go ahead and rank all the characters and see how it goes. Keep in mind that this is just my personal opinion based on my game experience and my time watching the game and videos from other people. So yeah, make sure to let me know down in the comment what you think about this. Before we get into the actual tier list, make sure you check out Destiny. I'll leave a link in the description. They're a Discord server for all kinds of players. Like, they got a content creator chat where you can share your videos, and I'm in it right now. They got data mining, they got guides for every single boss in the game, they got leaks for each and everybody, they got even chats for Clash Royale, Minecraft, Call of Duty, Pokemon, and all the stuff. It's pretty much all you could want from an Injustice 2 Mobile server, and I think they are the biggest Injustice 2 Mobile Discord server. So yeah, make sure you check them out, links will be in the description. Now, getting back to it, we're going to start off with Atlantean Armor Aquaman. Atlantean Armor Aquaman is going to go into the A tier. He's a very good character. He's amazing in Arena and Champions Arena. One of the best, actually, because he's got armor piercing on the special 1. He's got healing on the passive that heals the entire team, not only himself. He's got dot damage on the special 2 and also power drain on it. So yeah, amazing character, but unfortunately he is not going to do much in raids and soul raids. He might have some niche uses, but for the most part he's going to be absent in those 2 game modes. And I can't give him more than 8 tier, and I'll not give more than 8 tier to any character based only on Arena and Champions Arena performance. If they suck at raids, they are going to be stuck at 8 tier, unfortunately. Ace Green Arrow, I'm going to put this character in the good bracket. Like, this is a good character, but with a very niche role. He's going to have a passive that is going to power lock the enemy when he tags out. Power lock means the enemy will not be able to generate power, and he also has a power drain on his special 1. So all that in mind, it's not an amazing thing to have, but on the other hand, it's a mandatory thing to have if you are going to fight phase 4. So there are some specific teams to fight phase 4, but if you put Ace Green Arrow, any single team in the game can fight phase 4, and he's going to enable Manta to fight phase 4 as well. So yeah, he's good for that very niche role. But actually, since it's only that very niche role, I'm going to drop him all the way to C tier, since you're going to use him in phase 4, you're maybe going to use him against Darkseid if you don't have Entropy, but in terms of other game modes he ain't gonna do much. But definitely a character worth getting for that specific role. Next up, Arkham Knight Batman, easiest SS tier. Like, he's got a passive that is going to give you health and energy when you kill a character, and at the same time he's got maxed base defense and health, and also those transition to tech and agility teammates. For those facts alone, he is amazing in Arena and Champions Arena. And on top of that, he's going to be a must-have support character for the best Raids and Soul Raids team in the game, alongside Harvey Harlequin and Entangling Poison Ivy. Like, Arkham Knight Batman literally checks almost every box in the game. He's definitely a godlike character. Next up, we got Armored Superman. I'm going to put him in the good tier, I think. Like, Armored Superman is going to be a character that you can pretty much put in any single team you desire, because he's going to give you a little bit of additional defense. At the same time, he's going to have a shield and will ignore the first ability that is used against him. But at the same time, he's not going to be a must-have in any team in the entire game, and nobody really wants him as a stand character in the team. He's going to be more or less of a replacement, and tanks are not so valuable in Injustice 2 Mobile, unfortunately. Next up, Atrocitus. He's going to go into good tier. Like, it's literally the same deal as with Armored Superman, only the fact that Atrocitus is not that much of a tank by himself. You have to build him that way, but you put him in for the passive in the teams, and it's going to be a passive that gives you chance to power steal, chance to gain lethal, chance to reflect damage, all that good stuff. And while that is very good, yet again, he's not a must-have or stable in any single team. He's more like a pretty damn decent replacement for any character that you are missing in any single team. Next up, we're going to have Amazonian Wonder Woman, she's going to go into the bad category. Like, I'm not going to put any character below bad category that has a shield, because a shield alone is going to be enough to boost them all the way to the bad category. But other than the fact that she has a shield, there is not really much about her. There's not really much about her when it comes to her skills. She does not do much. She does not have a particularly useful passive or anything like that. So yeah, E tier unfortunately. Black Adam is going to go into the A tier as well. A very good character. He's great in Arena and Champions Arena and also has some uses in Raids and Soul Raids. He's not going to be the best character for Raids and Soul Raids, but at the same time, he's going to be pretty damn decent in Arena and Champions Arena. He's not going to be as good at Atlantean Armor Aquaman, but yet again, compared to Atlantean Armor Aquaman, Black Adam does have some uses in terms of Raids and Soul Raids, though not many. So I'm going to just put him over here. Next up we have Bane. Bane is going to go also in the good tier, I think, because of the fact that he is going to have a passive that gives additional basic attack damage, and at the same time he is going to have a passive that gives additional critical attack chance. Actually, I'm going to put him in the above average tier because Armor Superman and Atrocitus are more commonly used in any single team, but with Bane the problem is, if you have a damage dealer that's fully built, that damage dealer will have maximum critical attack chance and maximum critical attack damage without Bane, and that thing will go more or less to waste. So in some specific scenarios, Bane can be very good, but in others he's simply not needed, unfortunately. But he's still a character worth keeping in mind. Blue Beetle. I'm going to put him as a bad character. Like, you might argue for him to be as an average character, but I'm simply going to put him all the way to a bad character since literally nobody uses him. Like, when Soul Raids began, weren't you like, oh, I recognize all those characters. Wait, who's that blue guy? We have Blue Beetle in Just to Mobile. Oh my god. And yeah, he's not going to do anything in terms of raids and Soul Raids, and he might be decent in Arena, Champions Arena, but yet again, nobody uses him, unfortunately. Black Manta, easy S tier. He's going to be one of the top 3 damage dealers in terms of raids and Soul Raids, and at the same time he is going to be very damn good in Arena and Champions Arena because of his passive and because of the stunts and all the abilities that he has. He has a very versatile kit that is pretty much equipped to deal with any single situation. Easy S tier. SS tier, excuse me. Blademaster Robin will make it, I think, all the way to the S tier. He's going to be a pretty damn decent character. He's going to provide that very necessary buff for the Bad Ninja team that increases their critical attack damage, and at the same time he's going to have some tools of his own to really put things to work. He's going to have armor piercing on the special tree. He's going to have a heal, and he's not really used as damage dealer, and I think that's due to the fact that he was for a very long time bugged in terms of his block. But yeah, he's definitely S tier at the very least, only because of the fact that there are no Batman Ninja teams that do not include him, because then they would deal no damage. Next up we have Blademaster Robin. He's in the F tier only because his passive does do something. Not something good, but at least it's at the very least something. In G tier we will have only characters that have passives that don't do anything, like literally nothing. Next up, Batman will be in the average tier. Like, I'm a little bit inclined to put him in the bad tier, but I think average tier will do for him. The thing is, he is a very badly made character. Like, his passive requires you to take damage, and a specific type of damage, and his second ability will make you cast the third ability for free, and that's pretty much useless since you're going to lose the combo casting the second ability. So the only thing standing for him is going to be the first ability, and don't get me wrong, it's a pretty damn good first ability, that moving dot damage that also blinds the enemy, but is not more enough to make him a higher rating. And you might argue that, oh, but if you pair him with the Batman Ninja team, I have seen people doing above 20 million damage with him. Yes, but I'm not going to keep that in mind because of the fact that Batman Ninja Lord Joker and Batman Ninja Catwoman are going to be the go-to for the Batman Ninja team. If you're going to use him, yes, he's going to deal a lot of damage, but you're going to get less optimal results. Batman Ninja Catwoman, S tier. Like, she is amazing in terms of Arena and Champions Arena, and she's very versatile in terms of raids and soul raids, but her damage is simply not really high enough for me to put her in the S tier. Maybe I'll think about it. Maybe I'll move her bracket up. We'll see. We'll see how things go. We can always get back and modify things, but for now she's going to be S tier. Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd, like, first of all, he's going to be in the same team with those. Like, those three go along. At the very least, those two, Batman Catwoman, can be replaced by Lord Joker. And he, only by the fact that he's a staple in this team, is going to be as well S tier. And on top of that, he can break free of this team and play in any single team as the best combo builder in the game, because he's going to have power generations on his basic attacks, and at the same time, he's going to have armor reduction. It's like having a Dr. Fate and a classic Superman all together in the same team, only occupying one character slot. So yeah, definitely an S tier character in Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd over there. Next up, we have Batman Ninja Harlequin. She's going to be a character, I'll just put her in average as well. Like, she's going to be actually worse than the Batman Ninja Batman in terms of fighting, but at the same time, she's got the passive that will provide the Batman Ninja characters with passive attack and health equal to a percentage of her base stats in those terms, only by being in a roster, so that's definitely something to give credit for. Next up we have Batman Ninja Lord Joker. I'm going to put him as a very good character. Not going to be as high as the other Batman Ninja characters. The thing with Batman Ninja Lord Joker is that in some specific situations, he will deal more damage than Batman Ninja Catwoman, coupled with the other Batman Ninja characters. But in terms of Arena and Champions Arena, Batman Ninja Catwoman is still a better choice, and the big downside of Lord Joker is that he will deal more damage only in ideal circumstances. But Batman Ninja Catwoman will deal a lot of damage in any circumstance because she's got much more survivability tools than Batman Ninja Lord Joker. Next up, we have Brainiac. I'm going to put Brainiac as a good character. Like, his only utilization is going to be being a support character for Black Manta or other legendary characters, though he's a lot of the time, like most times, used as a support character for Black Manta. And a lot of people don't give credit for him because it's pretty much the only legendary character that everybody has access to and can also get his gears more or less for free. And everybody had high expectations for Brainiac, and they were like, oh my god, this legendary is garbage. And I'm like, no. He's actually not. He's very good at what he's made for, being a support for legendary characters, and he's crap at everything else because he is not made for anything else. Next up we have Classic Batman. I'm going to put him yet again at average. It's literally the same thing as Batman Ninja Harlequin. He's not going to be much of a standalone character, but he's going to buff the other Batman characters that you have just by being in a roster. Maybe you could argue for him to being in the above average tier if you have him built and you can make him work, but I have not seen that working, and I'm going to just put him into the D tier, but yet again you can argue for him being in the C tier, and I would not mind. Next up, we are going to have Captain Cold. Captain Cold is going to be also in the D tier. He's got a passive granting your entire team, I think, crit resistance. Yeah, and the Multiverse one was with the armor pierce resistance. So yeah, he's going to grant the entire team crit resistance, and he's going to disable some build. He's going to have some power drain, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's an average character that you should not really consider building because you got far better options. Cheetah goes in the Cheetah tier. She's got a passive that's totally useless. Like, you get armor pierce on your basic attacks after using an ability, but yet none of her abilities chain into basic attacks after you use them. Really, NetherRealms? Really? Next up, we have Classic Superman. It's going to go into the good tier because you can pretty much use him in any team because he is going to reduce armor of the enemy. But at the same time, this is only for raids and soul raids, so yeah, let's drop him into the C tier because we are also keeping in mind the Arena and CA. But yeah, for raids and soul raids, anytime you want, you can put this in your team and use the special 2 to reduce the enemy's defense. And yet another reason to put him only in the C tier is the fact that he's going to soon be replaced by the Radian. That pretty much does the same thing, but it's an artifact, so it does not occupy a character slot. But very few people have it now, and very few people have it for a long time. So for the time being, we're going to have Classic Superman as a C tier character. Maybe B tier. I'll leave it at C tier. Next up, we have Dark Supergirl. A very interesting character with a very bad implementation. Dark Supergirl is going to be a character that's going to be able to interrupt the enemy's abilities by tagging in, and at the same time receive a critical attack chance buff that is going to go up to 100% if you interrupt them. Sounds very good, right? The only problem with this is that her tagging does not chain into a combo, and the duration is going to be very slim, so before you are able to chain a combo and do an ability, most likely that tagging buff that you received is going to be over. A very badly implemented character with a very interesting idea, and I'm glad this character exists because this concept led to Multiverse Supergirl's tagging, being unbreakable and chaining into a combo, and that's the way things should be done, but unfortunately Dark Supergirl came around before they really figured out how to do these tagging interactions. She's got adopted on a special one, I guess. You could play her if you wanted to, but you got better options. Next up, Darkseid is going to the very good tier. He's going to be amazing in Arena NCA, but unfortunately he's going to suck at raids and soul raids, and you're hearing this from the guy that has built his Darkseid as a full damage dealer. He does not go far, unfortunately. Next up, we have Emerald Green Lantern. Emerald Green Lantern is going to be in the B tier, like it's literally the same thing as Atrocitus and Armored Superman. He's going to be able to be placed in any team that you desire to, but he's not going to be a staple for any team, and it's not going to be the best choice for any team. Enraged Bane Cheetah tier. Enraged Bane's passive, if you don't know, is going to allow you to break the enemy's block with your basic attacks after an ability used on you. So whoever designed this character, let me tell you a little bit of something. When you are going to be hit by an enemy's ability, then most likely the enemy is going to be able to chain a combo yet again against you. And at the same time, if you block an enemy's ability, then you are going to be able to chain combo against him anyway, regardless if you have unblockable attacks or not. So a very badly designed character. Entangling Poison Ivy is going to be S tier, only for the fact that she's a support character for Harvey Harlequin and Let's Left the Joker. Like she's a must-have support for those two characters, and those two characters are going to be amazing characters, and most likely both of them are going to be S tier. So that's why I put her here, because without her they don't really work that well. Firestorm, it's bad. I mean, he has some passive that gives the entire team dodge resistance, but he's just a bad character overall, unfortunately, and he's got terrible basic attacks. I don't want to see that ever. Then we got into the good tier. We got Entangling Poison Ivy. Entangling Poison Ivy is a character that is going to perform very well for you in Arena and Champions Arena, but not so much in Raids and Soul Raids. She's got armor piercing on her second special, and that second special is going to be map wide and will restrict the enemy movement, so you can just spam that. But at the same time, I can't give her A tier because she is not as good as Darkseid or Atlantean or Aquaman in terms of Arena and CA, and she's as bad as them in terms of Raids and Soul Raids. So B tier you go, girl. Next up, Grid. Average. Like you could argue for him to be above average. Like if this video was made like 1.5 years ago when the Justice League team was the staple and the best team in the entire game, this would have been amazing, because that's the purpose of it. He's going to counter the Justice League team, but unfortunately the Justice League team is not so popular. Arena and Champions are not so relevant modes anymore. So yeah, Grid is kind of out of flavor right now, since the only thing that he was good at is not really needed anymore. Next up, Harvey Harlequin, SS tier. Like she's going to be amazing in Raids and Soul Raids, and in terms of like maybe the best character in the entire game for Raids and Soul Raids, and in terms of Arena and Champions Arena, she's going to always be paired up either with the League of Anarchy team or with Arkham Knight Batman and Entangling Poison Ivy, and in both scenarios they're going to be pretty damn good in terms of Arena and CA. Next up, Hellboy. Hellboy is going to be in the good tier. Like, it's a situational character. He's going to heal from that damage and he's going to totally ignore the dot damage he receives. So in situations where you really need your tank to tank dot damage, like in phase 3 for example, or in some specific fights for Raids and Soul Raids, he's going to be a very easy to get your hands on and easy to build budget version of a tank. Not the best at anything, but definitely a good second option to every of those needs. And on top of that, he's got armor piercing on special 3, and that's pretty dang good. Next up, Horrific Scarecrow. He's literally the same deal as Atrocitus and the Emerald Green Lantern. Not the best at anything, but support that you can just squeeze in any team you desire, and he will benefit that team. Atlantean, excuse me, Just League Aquaman, he's going to be in the very good tier, but he has fallen out of flavor a little bit lately because he was a part of the OG Just League team, like with Just League the Flash and Just League Cyborg, but that time is long gone and those characters have gone away from him. Just League Flash has left with to go with Black Manta in the same team, and Just League Cyborg is going with just like Superman and the Batman. So just like Aquaman is not going to have much place left. So actually B tier considering this. Like when saying things out loud, I think I'm going to get him all the way down to B tier. Like the only thing he provides to just like him is 100% chance to armor pierce on basic attacks. And don't get me wrong, that's very good, but unfortunately not needed anymore by just like team. Justice League Batman. I hate this character. Average you go. He's going to have one good thing about him, and that's the fact that he is going to provide a shield for the Justice League team that prevents them from taking damage by an ability, basically providing them with the Armored Superman passive. But at the same time, he's going to have pretty damn bad basic attacks, and his basic attacks are not going to be able to be chained in a combo in very many in a very high percentage of the times. So when you have a character with bad attacks and bad tagging combos, then why would you put it in a Justice League team? Like, come on. And his abilities don't do anything, pretty much. Justice League Cyborg. S tier. He's a great character. He gives pretty nasty damage buff to the Justice League characters on basic attacks, and at the same time he's immune to stuns, and he is able to to get energy when he would get stunned. He's pretty damn decent in arena, in Champions Arena, and pretty good in raids and soul raids in the same team with Justice League Superman. Justice League Superman is going to go into the S tier. Like, I only put Cyborg in the S tier because he's going to only be good in the offensive, but Justice League Superman is going to provide both offensive and defensive. He's going to get a lot of attack for every Batman teammate, a lot of health for every Wonder Woman teammate, so you can shift in between them however you want. He's going to have a shield that actually heals him when he blocks an ability. Overall, an amazing character that is going to also be a very good damage dealer. Next up, just like the Flash, I'm only going to put him in the S tier, I think. Like, he's a very good support for Black Manta or Last Level Joker, but at the same time, both of them can actually replace him with something else if needed. He's going to be a pretty damn decent damage dealer himself, but he has fallen out of flavor because he's usually with one of those two teams. But yeah, overall, a pretty damn good character. And the only character in the entire game that has 4 fast attack hits. Actually, he has 3, but plus his passive 4. And yeah, if you think about it, actually any other character that's in the same team with him, but he does not need to be in a team with someone to have those. Next up, we have John Stewart Green Lantern, and he's going to go into the... I think let's put him into the very good tier because he's pretty damn versatile. Like, he's got armor piercing, he's going to provide your entire team with some dot resistance, and at the same time he is able to be a pretty damn good tank for phase 3. So he's kind of all over the place. He's not really the best at anything, but he's going to be good at everything. Nightmare Batman, also A tier. He's very good in Arena and Champions Arena, very good tank in Arena and Champions Arena, maybe one of the best tanks in the entire game for those 2 game modes. But unfortunately, tanks are not valued so much in this game, and at the same time his basic attacks are crap, so his hopes for being a combo builder are long gone. Next up, Influence Aquaman is going to get in the S tier. And don't get me wrong, he's one of the best, if not the best character in the entire game when it comes to raids and soul raids. But unfortunately, he does not perform as well as other characters in the SS tier in Arena and Champions Arena for me to be able to really give him that high of a tier. So he's going to stay in the S tier, and that's okay, because this is an overall tier list about Arena, Champions Arena, Raids and Soul Raids. If this was only about Raids and Soul Raids, then definitely SS tier, but it's not the case. Next up, Last Left the Joker. Last Left the Joker is going to get into the SS tier because he's amazing in raids. In soul raids, not so much, but still good against the fight against him as a boss. And he's pretty damn good in Arena and Champions Arena. He keeps gaining attack and stunning targets. It's amazing. I think this is the gold variant or the silver variant of the Catwoman, I don't care. Let's put the other one here as well. Like, both of them have a passive that's along the lines, you get more credits from the apparitions. Well, I don't care, since the amount of credits that I get additionally from the apparitions is going to be not so much, and at the same time I'm going to use my operations to level up my characters, so get out of here. So yeah, both are going to be pretty damn crappy characters with no passive pretty much. Multiverse Armor Supergirl is going to go into the S tier. She's definitely amazing when it comes to Arena and Champions Arena, but at the same time she is just good in terms of raids and solo raids. She's not really in the top 6 teams in terms of solo raids, she's like the 7th team, and in terms of raids she's going to only be good against Captain Cold. Definitely an amazing character for Arena NCA, but unfortunately she's lackluster in terms of raids and solo raids for me to be able to put her higher on this list. Next up, Multiverse Black Lightning. He's going to be a good all-around character. Like, he's got armor piercing on his special tree. He's got a pretty damn decent dot hazard on his special 2 that will actually lock the enemy in place. Pretty damn decent. Multiverse Batwoman will be above average. Like, she's mainly a damage dealer. She's a selfish multiverse character. She only cares about herself and she only buffs herself. And that's not a very good way to approach, because we have over here Multiverse Armored Supergirl. And Multiverse Armored Supergirl is definitely a far better damage dealer. Like, if Multiverse Armored Supergirl did not exist, maybe she would have actually taken her place or been at the very least in the A tier, but unfortunately Multiverse Armor Supergirl exists, and that's going to put her all the way down to the C tier, because you are not going to be able to use her in an optimal way, since Multiverse the Flash will go with Multiverse Armor Supergirl. Multiverse Captain Cold, also in the above average tier. Like, he's not the best character in the game to have in your multiverse team, but he's definitely a character worth having in your roster, because he's going to provide the multiverse team with armor pierce resistance, and if you put him in a team, he's also going to provide some pretty damn decent passives. He's going to pretty much counter the Justice League team as well, and bring a little bit more than that to the table. Multiverse Green Arrow, B tier. Like, he's not going to be amazing. He's not going to be needed in the raid team for multiverse characters. That's going to be Multiverse Flash, Multiverse Armor Supergirl, and Red Hood. But it's going to be a pretty damn decent pick for Arena, though you can replace him with Multiverse Supergirl, but he's going to do that pretty decently. He can also act like a damage dealer in raids, I guess, but the results are not amazing. Next up, Multiverse Supergirl, also B tier. She's pretty good, more good than I gave her credits for in the past, because she's going to provide multiverse team with defense and damage reduction once they are below a certain threshold of health. And at the same time, she's got dot damage and a freeze on the second special attack. And how the freeze works in Just a Mobile is the enemy countries the freeze, you're guaranteed to freeze them, and you can just spam that through Arena and Champions Arena. But at the same time, she's not as good as Arena and Champions Arena as Darkseid or Atlantean or Aquaman for me to put her in the A tier just for that. Next up, Multiverse the Flash. Like, this character is going to only make it in the all the way to the S tier, unfortunately. Like, he's going to have a very amazing passive. He's going to give critical attack chance, critical attack damage, and power reduction, and counter attack abilities on top of that if that was not enough. But unfortunately, this only applies to the multiverse characters. And pretty much, and he's also got basically three fast attacks, so he can be used as a combo builder for anybody. But at the same time, you don't really use him as a combo builder for anybody, because he is going to go with a multiverse team. And he's kind of held back by the Multiverse Armor Supergirl. Like, if Multiverse Armor Supergirl did better in raids and solo raids and she was S tier, then he would have followed. But since she's not going so well in solo raids, he's going to fall with her, even though he's got an amazing passive. Next up, Multiverse Black Canary. Out in the average you go. Like, in the past I would have put, average actually. Let's put her in the average tier. Like, she's going to give like a little bit additional critical attack chance for multiverse characters. At the same time, she's going to give you a chance to use the special one for free, but it's a special one, bro. It's cheap enough. The thing that makes her average and not in the bad or terrible tiers, how I would have put her in the past, is the fact that right now she can use the Radiant and fight in phase 3 on the left corner of the map alongside Silver Banshee. She uses the special tree, then tags in Silver Banshee for a special tree. That's a pretty damn niche use, and that's why she's going to be in the average. Maybe in the future she will receive much love or some way to be used, but for now only average, unfortunately. Next up, Mythic Wonder Woman. She will be in the good tier, even though it kind of hurts me to do so. Nah, you know what? Nah. Good tier. She's a good character overall. Like, she's got armor pierce on her special one. She's going to receive damage buffs every single time an enemy will die, and at the same time she's got a shield. Like, that's pretty good, and she's going to synergize with Justice League characters, but at the same time her basic attacks are crap since they can't chain into a tagging combo well. And yet again we have the problem of a character that is in the Justice League team but can't really do tagging attacks properly. And that's a little bit of a problem. And at the same time you don't really put her in the Justice League team because you have far better options. She's going to be selfish, she's going to only care about herself. And on the other hand, all the characters you put in the Justice League teams are going to buff each other. But yeah, she's good, okay? Nightwing, he'll be above average, like, he's going to act like a pretty decent combo builder because of the power generation. He's going to be pretty much in terms of power generation like a very budget Batman Jaguar. He's also able to do an infinite combo, I guess, with or without the firebox, but he's not going to go above average for me at the very least. You might argue for him being in the good tier, but that's going to be for the character, for the people that really dedicate resources into building him, and yeah. Let's leave him in the above average tier. Next up we have Predator Batman. Predator Batman is going to go into the S tier. He's going to be a pretty decent damage dealer by himself, not extremely good, but pretty damn decent, and at the same time he's going to act like a combo builder for Silver Banshee. So yeah, he's going to have a pretty damn good performance in raids and soul raids, and he will be pretty good in Arena and Champions Arena because of his passive and because of the armor pierce on his special one. Power Girl will go into the S tier, an amazing passive, one of the best supports in the entire game. But we'll have Dr. Fate, actually let's put him now and let's explain the comparison. Dr. Fate will be in the SS tier. Previously I would put both in the same tier because their passives were very similar, and that minus 10% defense that Dr. Fate gave would not be enough to really go over Power Girl or something like that, or be a higher tier. But right now with the Firebox, Dr. Fate is going to be able to do a goddamn infinite combo, and that's going to be far more valuable, unfortunately. So Power Girl, she goes in the S tier, and Dr. Fate in the SS tier. They're both amazing characters though. Powered Supergirl? Nah, nope. She's got a passive that can make her trigger her first special for free with basic attacks, but yet again, it's a special one, it's going to be cheap anyway in NetherRealms. Something is going to be F tier as well. His passive does something, his passive revives him. I don't care about the memes, he's far better than all those characters that you see in the G tier. Raiden is going to go all the way up into the very good tier because of the same reasons as Darkseid and Aquaman are. He's very good in Arena and Champions Arena, and pretty damn useless in raids and soul raids. Red Hood will go into the above average tier because he's very good at one thing and one thing alone, and that one thing is going to be being a support character for the Multiverse team in normal raids. Atlantean Armor Aquaman, I'm actually going to give him a C tier also because he's a pretty decent silver character, and he's going to have a power drain on special too, and at the same time he's got a passive that will grant your team stun resistance for every might character that you have in it when you're fighting anybody pretty much. So you get stun resistance for every might character, and you might be like, yeah, that's very situational. Well, yeah, but in what situation? Maybe when you're fighting Let's Left the Joker boss in Soul Raids and you pair him up with Batman Jaguar and Newtland Aquaman. That's a pretty damn good niches. Let me drink a little bit of water. Where's my jug? Be right back. One second, guys. Okay, getting back to it, we have I think this is Gold Black Canary, and she's going to be in the G tier. Her passive will make the enemy not able to block after you use an ability on him. But the problem is that enemy will not try and block you, it will try and hit you. Next up we have Silver Banshee. Silver Banshee is going to go all the way up into the S tier. He's going to be amazing in terms of raids and soul raids, but not so much in Arena and Champions Arena, and not as good as other characters in raids and soul raids. She's a little bit more of a character that is demanding of a safer situation and a little bit of a more setup, but definitely an amazing character. Silver Superman, B tier. I mean, he's pretty damn good when it comes to Arena and Champions Arena, and at the same time he's going to have a pretty decent performance in raids and soul raids, but he's not amazing at anything, he's just good at everything. Silver Cyborg is going to be C tier. Like, he's going to have a passive that will regenerate him health. He's good in Arena and Champions Arena, pretty much useless in raids. Deadshot. For E tier, he's giving critical attack chance with the passive. I guess that's pretty decent. Speed Force the Flash will go into the B tier. Like, on one hand, he's something like a Trustus and Emerald Green Lantern and Horrific Scarecrow. He's got some fast attack passive that will help pretty much any team, but not literally any team. Not everybody needs fast attack chance, but at the same time, he's got a passive that will make him dodge damage while he's swiping back or swiping forward, and that will be pretty damn good for E9 Champions Arena. Next up, Silver Green Arrow. D tier, I guess. He is pretty damn average. He's got the power drain and stuff. He has some synergy with Silver Black Canary, and she's going to go in the E tier because I regard her as lower power level than him. This Gorilla Grodd will go into the bad tier. He does not do anything except for having a shield, pretty much. Silver Green Lantern will go into the A tier because, actually no. B tier. B tier is a safer option. He's very good at something that is his passive. That's going to be giving your entire team a shield equal to a percentage of their health, and at the same time, this will make the enemy not interrupt you when they hit you until the shield is over. So he can pretty much, for the start of the fight, at the very least, make any character in the game do an infinite combo. So that's pretty damn good. Next up, Harley. Gives attack and swipe right damage or something like that. I guess E tier. Shazam, S tier. The best character, maybe the best character in the entire game for Arena and Champions Arena, and definitely a must-have support character in many teams in terms of raids and solo raids. Next up, we have Silver Robin. Zerabian is going to be an above average character. Like, he's got a passive that will make him a pretty damn decent combo builder, but at the same time, nobody will build him from scratch. Silver Scarecrow, he's got a passive, I guess. Thorster Dr. Fate, he's got a passive, I guess. Suicide Squad Deadshot is going to be in the above average tier. Suicide Squad Harlequin is going to be in the good tier, I guess, and Suicide Squad Enchantress also in the good tier. Like, they only work well as a team, and they only work well in Arena and Champions Arena. And even when they are there, they are pretty decent if you play as them. But if you play against them, they are pretty easy to handle, unlike other characters around here. So yeah, only this is the best I can do for the Suicide Squad so far. Silver Superman. He's above average. Yeah, he's above average. He gives some defense to the team. He's got a shield. He's got a pretty damn good passive. Something. His passive does something, unlike you, Cheetah. Starfire. It's going to also go into the above average tier. She's going to be a pretty decent tank, but at the same time, you don't really have a use for tanks in this game, unfortunately. Silver Flash. Average. Like, he's literally the same passive as Speed Force the Flash, but only without the damage avoiding part when on swipe rights, on swipe backs and swipe forwards. Joker, he's got a passive, I guess, a bad one at that. Sub-Zero is going to go here. Like, he's got a freeze for Arena and you can spam that. He's got a decent special tree, but to make use of that special tree, you need to know to play the game. And at the point where you know to play the game, you most likely are going to have enough teams to not really need to cheese the Arena system with his third passive. You can do it for fun, of course, and that's a really fun thing to do, but that does not mean that he's an amazing character. Next up will be Silver Wonder Woman. E tier because she has a shield. Telekinetic Gorilla Grodd will go into the D tier because he's pretty decent in actually. Yeah, let's give him C tier. He's got a shield and he's got a decent passive and he's got an infinite combo because he's a Gorilla Grodd character. And I forgot about the infinite combo. Let's bump this guy up to average. He's a little bit above average for Arena and Champions Arena. He's not good enough to be in the B tier for that alone or A tier for that alone, but C tier will do for him. Reverse Flash is going to go all the way into the A tier. He's going to be a very versatile combo builder. Like, he most of the times goes with Silver Banshee, but he's a combo builder that is not needed anywhere. Like, think about it. Batman Jack is needed in the Batman team, just like the Flash is needed with the last of Joker Black Manta. Multiverse the Flash is needed with the Multiverse team, but Reverse the Flash, he's got 3 fast attack hits and he's willing to land them to anybody that needs help. Unbreakable Cyborg, he's got the passive, I guess. He's also got stun and a power drain, so I might as well put him in the E tier. She's got the passive, I guess, and she's got the shield and armor pierce on her special one, so all the way here. So yeah, this is a tier list, I think. This is pretty much the tier list. So yeah, this is the tier list in my very humble opinion. And most likely there will be a lot of people that will be butthurt about King Flant's Aquaman being only in the S tier. But I have explained my reasons. He's amazing in Raids and Soul Raids, and if this was a Raids and Soul Raids alone tier list, he would have been in the SS tier. But he's not good enough in Arena 98 to make it so far, so yeah, deal with it. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Dislike it if you dislike it. Comment down below for any questions that you might have. And I'll see you in the next one.